Hey, what's yeah, okay, so we're trying something new here. I have a friend from across the pond from where is it? Where is it in England?
West Midlands is the region.
West Midlands, England. And yes, so his name's Chad, and we've been talking since day one, I'd say, from the first podcast, and we see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. And I just wanted to get his perspective on how people across the pond. Um, I don't want to keep referring to it as that, but I want to just see their perspective on our president, how things are shaping, his views on Q, um, and we're gonna go over some posts together. We're gonna go over one post, and we're gonna go hit other different things. So I think this should be interesting, and if it goes well, we'll do it uh, more and more frequently. But we can go ahead and get started. So, Chad, we talked about this Stanislav Lunev, and it says this is a Q post from 2/24/18, which is that's today. And it says the bridge payback for today Q. So if um, we look into this guy. He seems like he is a pretty bad guy. He's a former Soviet military officer with the highest ranking. Um, and if we go through this, we get into talks of tactical nuclear weapons and suitcase bombs. And you said something about that you heard about the president. Is that what you said?
Well, no, not about Trump, but in general, when you say things like suitcase bombs and different devices that are fitted into suitcases, it immediately makes me think of the nuclear football, um, which is the device that the president can use to um, sort of initiate attacks and such.
Yeah, nuclear football. So
That's it. Yeah, yeah.
let's look into that. Nuclear football. Here we go. Okay, so it says the nuclear football, also known as the atomic football, the president's emergency satchel, the button, the black box, or just the football, is a briefcase, the contents of which are used to or are to be used by the president of the United States to authorize a nuclear attack while away from a fixed command center, such as the White House Situation Room.
And
So
I think there's like somebody, I might be mistaken, but I think a team or somebody sort of carries it around in close proximity with the president when he's, not in those, as you say, it's not in a command center, it's a secure command center.
yeah, that's I could totally that's very legitimate. I could definitely see that. So
Mm.
just speaking about President Trump, what are the views from England? How do they perceive the president?
Well, it's like it is over there too. You've got the two groups of people. The majority of people who are just sort of watching the BBC News and Channel 4 News and what have you. When I ask people, because I try and sort of gauge opinions, they say, "Oh well, he's an idiot. He shouldn't. He's this, he's that. He's a racist." And I will say, "Well, okay, why is he an idiot? Give me an example."
Right.
And they won't. They will say, "Oh, because of the things he said." Well, what things? Oh, I don't know. There's too many. Okay, so you said he's racist. Was he racist? Uh, because he is. Because these policies. Give me a policy, and they're not educated into why they don't like him. They just know they don't like him. And I have a friend who's not really into too much conspiracy, and he gets started to hate Donald Trump because of the media.
Hmm.
And he said the fact that the media constantly batters the fact that Trump's this and that made him see that there's something wrong, and that's not right. The media never gives 100% bad press of somebody. It's
Correct.
usually both sides, at least, in a majority, small minority. And because of that, he's now realised that perhaps Trump is good, and that there's a reason why all these people don't like him and such. So I think they're doing it too much. They're trying to oversaturate it on people, and some people are seeing through it. But I'd say that most people just aren't, and they're not looking into it for themselves.
Correct. I mean, you don't. It's not just the media. I mean, it's Hollywood. It's other politicians. It's the news. It's everywhere, and it's so, it's just a constant bashing. And if you don't, if that doesn't shoot red flag, if that doesn't show you a red flag that something is that they're trying to push a narrative, then you're not awake to it. You're not realizing what in the heck is going on.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, I completely agree. So I think it's so
Well, you have the other side of it too, though. Obviously, you have myself and people like me who, I hate to say sort of like conspiracy people because I don't like the label and stuff, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
who tweaked onto sort of certain things. We like, what's going on. We're happy for what's going on. We support the cause. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, but there is other people on our side as well.
Yeah. So what do you think about what do people over there think about Hillary Clinton? And if she would have won, what do you think the outcome would have been for the EU?
It's a strange one with Hillary. Everyone seems to acknowledge that she's crooked. You speak to people just sort of day to day, and they'll say, "Oh, yeah, they kind of know about little bits and bobs of this and that," but
Mm.
they don't seem to think that it warrants her to have any sort of action taken or that she's bad. People still say that she is bad, but it would have been better to have her win. I don't think they understand the extent of what would have happened had she have got in.
So, I mean, are they aware? I mean, do they even question why she's still relevant? Like she lost, why is she still hanging around, you know?
Well, she's not in the news as much as she's on yours.
Oh wow,
And
okay.
as much, yeah, she's not now. We don't hear much of her. Like she did all that thing with the book and stuff. That wasn't really big in over here. I didn't see it anyway. Obviously, I can't speak for everybody. I only know so many people within a certain area of such a size. But she's not pushed on us much now. To be honest, I don't really see overly loads about her. It's more about sort of Trump, I suppose, and what he's doing.
BBC is pretty left, isn't it?
Yeah, BBC's, yeah, it's not very good at all. When I look on there, there's never anything that's important going on. It's all just, you know, sappness, identity politics, and
Yeah.
things like that. They're pushing the same sort of narratives you have over there, really. It's not too dissimilar.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad. It's cool to hear your take on this coming from basically across the world. Um, we can talk about this real quick. So, as we
Yeah,
heard, if
I've lost you though.
you lost the screen.
Well, it's completely frozen. Like, I can still hear you.
Okay. Well, it's still on my end. It's okay. It's okay. But you can see my screen, but
Okay.
I'm just frozen.
Yeah, I can see. I can't see your computer screen. I can see your face, but it's frozen.
You can't see my screen.
But I'm still. No.
Okay. Well, basically, I'll just tell you. It's
Chat, chop, chop video.
okay. Maybe it'll catch back up. So we're still it's okay. So basically, we talked about it earlier before we started recording, and if you we're talking about how at first there was one police officer that stood down that did not go into the Florida school,
Yeah.
and now they're reporting there's four officers that didn't go in. And if you think about the officer who stands alongside Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Barack Obama, I think his name is Scott Israel. He's the one. He's the face.
Israel, yeah.
Yeah, he's the face.
Mhm.
So every day the the elements are being changed throughout the evidence. I mean, the story keeps changing to day, and it's not adding up. And I think this is the most red pilling we've seen over here. I don't know about over there, but this is waking a ton of people up.
I haven't really had a chance to be out because I've been at work and things to sort of gauge what people are saying about that. Like, and
Hmm.
what obviously what happens isn't really appropriate in my workplace for us to sort of speak about. So
For sure.
it is hard, but you are right. The story is evolving and, and changing, and it's always a bit suspicious when they can't keep the stories quite straight. So that does always raise sort of suspicion to myself, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if something happened, then something happened. Usually, the narrative does not keep changing over and over again. But you have people talking about, you have kids talking about that they've seen military personnel in there. They, people that were. I think this happened in the freshman part of the school, grade 9, and then you have
I
seniors.
think you had in your description of the last video.
Correct. Yes. Um, yeah, there was. I did go in detail with it, but I can't say certain keywords or they'll pull the video. So basically, what I'm saying is that there's so many different stories coming from different places, um, that I don't know what to believe. I don't know what's real and what's not real. And just like Q said, Chad,
Yeah,
remember he said things are like a movie. Remember? Did you see that?
the world stage.
Yes,
Yeah, definitely. You're watching a movie.
correct. Yes. So I mean, who's to say?
He's mentioned the world stage before.
He's mentioned this before.
The world stage, is that, am I mistaken? Hasn't he used the term world stage before?
For sure. Yeah, he
Am I
has. He
thinking of,
has. He has mentioned it.
there's other animals as well, isn't there? Yeah.
So I had a
It definitely is. So much of it's fake. Uh,
what's that?
I said so much of what we sort of see is completely fabricated anyway. You know, it's just
So no
it's
one
quite
died?
rubbish, isn't it? That they're making. I mean, yeah,
I don't know. Like what I've seen, I saw Snapchat footage of a kid and I think it showed a picture or a video. It was video of um a teacher that was covered in blood, and then the kids weren't yelling. They were just kind of like muttering to themselves, like, get me out of here. We need to get out of here. But they never showed the face of the lady, and it was very high paced, very fast paced of them running out of the school. But I mean, I've seen movies where
right.
they can make anything look real. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they can certainly, definitely they can. Yeah, but I haven't seen that, so it's hard to say. But with other things that have happened, like was it in Nice with the truck thing?
Yeah, in France.
When the yeah yeah when the Islamists, I think it was in Nice in France, ran people down and such like that. But there was a bit of sort of like live leak or somewhere, and the bodies all look strange. And I'm not saying that no that people didn't die because that might be disrespectful to people's families and such. But what did look strange, you know, that they didn't sort of have features on their faces, and I don't know. So I think it is possible they can stage events like that. Whether or not they have this time or not, I don't know.
Sure, I totally, yeah. I think a ton of this. The one of the things, two major things that have happened that really didn't sit well with me was the Boston bombing and Sandy Hook. I'm not going to go into those two things because I think we're going on a tangent. But basically, we can come to the same consensus and say that there's something strange going on. Correct?
Well, yeah, and just before we move off that, the Oklahoma City bombing, I hadn't, because it's before my time, I was born in 1992.
Hmm.
I hadn't looked into that before. I watched a documentary on that. That's fishy and that's mad as well. The official narrative on that, you know, all these different things, you know, they definitely make these things happen.
For sure. Through funding, through just changing the narrative, changing everything, shifting the narrative. That's what they do. Um, so yeah, so this
Yeah,
nuclear football thing. What do you? So basically, this guy. I know we went off on a tangent, but this guy.
Stanislav.
Yeah, Stanislav is. why are we seeing ties to nuclear suitcase bombs? You know, they're made up to look like suitcases, were designed for sabotage behind enemy lines. He described them as weighing 30 to 45 kilos and able to fit into a suitcase or backpack. I don't know, why Q has posted this. I guess is this going to be another possible false flag in Europe or in America? We don't know, you know.
Well, another thing that comes to mind when you speak about things like that was an agent over here in Britain had left a laptop on a train or something, totally ridiculous.
Yeah.
That had all sorts of different secrets on there, and I think this had happened more than once. I think it had been twice or perhaps more times that they'd left laptops on trains. The sort of intelligence services have, and that's something that springs to mind as well. That we've got kind of used to laptops being left by government agents on trains and on different, various places.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it just seems like setups. Like people know what they're doing. It's purpose, it's purposeful. So it's purposely
Easy to
done.
sneak a suitcase through somewhere, wouldn't it?
What's that?
Get a suitcase into. It's easy to sneak a suitcase into anywhere you want to go. Just whack on a suit and a
For
tie.
sure.
Look
Yes.
professional carrying your suitcase.
Yeah, and they're
Nice
saying that
suitcase, looking all nice. Yeah.
for sure.
No one's going to bat an eyelid at you. When I was working in a building before, a bloke walked in a suit and tie, all confident, and he walked out with 6 laptops. Nobody batted an eye at the geezer. He just walked in and walked out with his laptops because he was wearing a suit and looking smart.
Correct.
People just didn't even question it. So that's how asleep people are. They can do things as easily as that. And this was just a con man.
Wow. I'm gonna read this little bit right here, and this is I was reading it as you were speaking, but it says Spetsnaz, I guess is a Spetsnaz forces. They have testified to the the United States House Military Research and Developmental Subcommittee that Moscow had secretly developed suitcase bombs under the KGB in the 1970s, specifically for terrorist purposes. I am absolutely sure they have been made, he claimed. Lebed added that the devices had an explosive capacity of 1 kiloton, equal to 1,000 tons of TNT, and could be activated. Where is it? And could be activated. Oh, I lost my place, man. It was just saying that it can be probably be activated from any place. Yeah, yeah, remote explosion. So
Yeah.
pretty pretty crazy stuff, man. Um, let's see, blah, 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 explode the Swiss authorities move was blah blah blah. Yeah, so he's also tied to poisoning the Potomac River in Washington D.C.
Yeah. That's all that stuff.
Yeah, he also considered it likely that the GRU operatives. Do you know what GRU means?
No, because we're doing this Skype. I think if I try and use the internet, it's going to time me out.
I understand. Yeah, no problem. GRU, it's not a problem. Um,
Any technology.
yeah.
That happens to GIU today.
Hold on, you're kind of breaking up, but it's okay. I'll continue. It just says the GRU operatives placed poison supplies near um, the Potomac River in D.C. Allegations have been confirmed by former SVR officer uh, Kozmanov. Um, yeah, and we're talking about. I mean, in this description on Wikipedia, they're talking about biological weapons in the 1980s, 1990s.
Yeah.
Um, that they could put. Yeah, it's slowing down a little bit. I'm just gonna say that the Russian president, in the event of hostilities, including poisoning public drinking water supplies and processing plants, food processing plants. So, pretty intense stuff, man.
Hey, can you, I look, it says here, special forces matrix of the general staff of the Russian armed forces is commonly known as the chiefs of the GRU, the Foreign Military Intelligence Agency of the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation, who is the main intelligence directorate. Then it's the Foreign Military Intelligence Agency of the General Staff, yeah? Same again.
Say that one more time. You were breaking up pretty bad, but you cleared up towards the end.
The GRU is Russia's largest foreign intelligence agency.
Mm-hmm.
It says in 1996 it deployed 6 times as many agents in foreign countries as the SRV, the successor of the KBG's Foreign Operations Directorate.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's crazy, man. Yes. You see,
Send you this link while I'm on here.
yeah, you can send me the link. Not a problem. I'll post it into the video in the description below. There, did it go?
Wikipedia, it's nothing. Yeah, you should have it there.
Perfect. So, I think we've gone through a good bit. Me and you came across this thing right here. And I always kind of end on, just being kind to one another and how, love and hate really hold weight. It's palpable, and you showed me this. I've never seen this before. If you could talk a little bit about this. This is the I guess different shapes within frozen water. If you want to go into talking about that a little bit.
Yeah, because it calls me to I believe you have the name of the doctor. What was his name now?
I don't remember his name, but it's okay. I'll post it in the link. You It's lagging really bad. Hold on, let's let it catch up for a second.
Okay.
Try it again.
Right, hang on a sec, I'm just getting the caption name. Okay. Is it better now?
It's a little better, yeah.
So his name is Dr. Yeah, okay. It's Dr. Masaru Emoto, Masiru space Emoto.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, if you get some paper and you write on there, I love you, and then on another piece of paper you write, I hate you, you make me sick or something nasty like, put it into some water, and then flash freeze it, and I believe it's put under an electron microscope. That might be incorrect, but have a look at it yourself. But basically, they flash freeze it, and I love you, it's like a lovely crystal shape, it's a beautiful pattern, it looks nice, it's,
like a snowflake.
Appealing. Yeah, I hate you. It's it's like a snowflake. And then the I hate you, it's nasty looking. It's kind of like a jagged. It's not a pattern,
Mm-hmm.
And all different sort of things that you're writing on paper will bring up different results, which is very interesting.
Yeah, man. I think it has to do.
Even just.
I think it has to do a lot with like
I was
manipulating the
just gonna say, even
frequencies.
just say writing someone. Yeah, it is. Writing someone just say a birthday card, a Christmas card, and writing in it, I love you. It's sending out some sort of energy, and I think even when you say it, or you vocalize it, or you write it down, or whatever form that information is, it's still the information of love or hate, or whatever it be.
Yeah, man. That's and this is just proof. Like, words, you know, they carry weight. They have weight. They can make or break someone's day. And if you go day to day pushing out good vibes, being positive towards other people, showing love, and you can, if many of us can do this, and we get rid of this evilness, this cabal, this pedophilia, this uh, spirit cooking and war, then I think a lot of positivity can change this whole 3D this whole 3D plane that we move day to day in. The energy can change and make you feel better.
Yeah, and I think also if you, as you say, going day to day, giving out sort of compassion and honesty and love, I think it will draw that back towards yourself as well. You will find you'll have a better life yourself. It will present you with more opportunities and bring you to people who are also on that kind of frequency. It'll bring you to like-minded kind of people. You say we're on the same wavelength. Oh, we've got, we're on the thing, isn't it? We're on the same wavelength.
Yes.
And I feel that if you're giving out the positivity, you'll be receiving it as well.
I totally agree, man. And just for instance, before we end, if you look down here on the picture, right here, it's the Fujiwara Dam before offering of prayer, and everything's kind of obtuse and very very weird looking. And then you go over to the Fujiwara Dam right here, offering after the prayer, and it's a beautiful like snowflake shaped. It's two different things, which is insane, and it just proves to you that there is that you can manipulate things. You can manipulate your reality through being kind or hateful.
Yeah, it's crazy. That really, like, that was a big thing when I found that out. That experiment with the water and stuff. That was just insane to think that a piece of paper with a what what does it matter if it's in a different language and all that? How does it know what language?
Right? Yeah.
It's mad. It's absolutely mental. But it's sweet.
It's amazing, man. And we live in a crazy place, and sometimes I question everything because I'm just down this rabbit hole as well. I know you are too. And the best thing we can do is just keep questioning, and I think we are all on the same wavelength, and we definitely are making a movement, and this definitely is a great awakening from here in America to where you are, you know?
Definitely, I think we are all connected spiritually as well, so that helps. We can sort of feel each other's pain collectively, and we all want the best for each other. Really, I think deep down. But thanks for having me on. It's been nice, man, and I'll continue to support your channels. And when the time permits it, it's rare that I've got this sort of time. I mean, it's nearly 3 in the morning now.
Yeah, buddy.
When Jane is, edit that out. Start that again. Don't say her name on there. She's gonna kick off, mate. Yeah.
You're good, dude. We're good, man. And I really appreciate the support. I appreciate this went extremely smoothly. I there's a little bit of a delay, but it's cool. But I'm just saying this went extremely smoothly. We will do it again, and everybody out there, please keep subscribing, and I'll probably come out with another video tomorrow. I want to thank Chad from really setting this up, man. We did this together, and he's on the other side of the world, near England. Where is it again?
In England, West Midlands.
West Midlands.
The most landlocked place on the fence from all the seas.
Yeah, man, we made this happen, and it's really cool, man. I think this was meant to happen, and it's really cool. And I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you off when I close this out, and I'll talk to you for a little bit, and then we'll bid farewell for a little while.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
Peace.
Bye.